Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
The Marla and Dave radio experience begins in 3, 2, 1.
Now, if you're ready, we will begin.
Welcome to the Marla and Dave radio show. This is reality radio with a couple that keeps it real. Current events, pop culture, music, relationships, fitness, the hot topics of the day. Marla and Dave Thomas. This is the Marla and Dave radio show. Real radio.
Welcome to the Marla and Dave show. And you know what's funny about today's show? Marla was just telling our guests, now, you know, if we go to break, if we say we're going to break, they can still see you because we're on live. And so don't pick your nose. And suddenly, my nose feels like it's about to run.
Oh, I was going to say, because you don't consider this picking, do you? This is pressing. There's a difference between pressing and picking.
Man, the influence of Marla Thomas.
Do you want to dig in your nose? Go ahead, get it out of the way.
Should I? No, I think I'll hold that.
Anyway, I'm excited today because we have various guests that come through the Marla and Dave show. But today, they're not, even though they're guests and they have a lot of fun stuff to share, they're our friends. So,
yeah, Tony, do you want to interject something? Okay.
All right. Okay, so there you go. So here's what I'm saying. So it's fun to have it's like inviting your friends into your house to kind of play. It's all just, it's really good. It's a great thing.
Yeah, well, it is a good thing.
And it's
this is the second half of our friendships. Our friends that have stopped by, of our friends Take 6. How's that?
But can I ask you a question? Is it really the same? Because Claude came in to really talk to a stripper. Or pole dancer.
Yeah, I bet. See, you had to rub it in. I bet the other guys would have liked to come in and talk to a pole dancer as well. But thank you, Marla.
Anyway, we can't.
And I have to say, not a stripper.
No, that's true. She's not. She's actually a national pole champion.
Yes.
There's a big difference. She doesn't collect one. She collects hundreds and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. At a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't go on without playing our mood song, and so Tony, take me.
That's pretty good. You know what, Marla? We're such in sync today.
Oh, yeah.
Tony, hit me.
We only have a few more miles
Joey.
to go.
I think we're overusing Joey. It's not right. I mean, Joey came here, and I already, before the show started, exhausted him with my off-color humor. And now we just Joey. This is not about Joey. There's Mark and there's Christian here. And, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Now, for those of you joining, we've had Claude on our show. You've heard him here before. We've had Alvin on our show with his lovely wife, Aja. So now we have the rest of the guys in Take 6. And we want to say hello to the people in the chat room. Osman, what's up, man? Sandra, what's up? I know you guys have a lot of questions. We have a great show planned for you today.
Before we even get to that, can you just hold on for 1 second? Let's talk about our week in review, which will also lead me to my collective doghouse offense later. But we actually, Team Shut the F Up, took Team Hell Yeah on this weekend. And even though you tried to steal the bases and leave them locked in your trunk, we found other ways to mark our path. And unfortunately for my team, we did lose, but it was a very good game. And I'm looking forward to next week because I have vengeance on my mind.
You always have vengeance on your mind because you always lose. I'm sorry for your team. But anyway, I want to remind you of the MaD monthly charity is The Marla and Dave Show. Our patreon.com page / The Marla and Dave Show. You can help support this very show.
Wouldn't it be fun to keep the Marla and Dave show ad-free? Wouldn't it be fun that Marla and Dave can keep the lights on? Wouldn't it be fun to help pay for the production?
Wouldn't it be fun to actually have the MaD Let Love Last Jazz Festival in Kauai?
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a lot of fun.
Is that fun?
you can do it. Support us right there on patreon.com, and we can accomplish all of that. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network. Current events, pop culture, the hot topics of the day. It's time for Mad News on the Marla and Dave radio show. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
Well, as you heard, Marla's pages rattling and smashing on the table.
Well, that's because I'm very excited about today's news. As you guys know, this weekend, 50 Shades of Grey came out. And 50 Shades of Grey, this is what's interesting about this movie. It's the top grossing movie, and I forgot the exact statistic, but I can tell you that it raised in 3 days more than $94 million it grossed. And it's breaking all kinds of records. And I just want to talk about the film for a minute. Has anybody in this room, and we don't even...
Just you.
Tony, can we turn the mics on the guys just so they can at least answer this question? We haven't formally brought you on air, but now your mics are live. Have any of you, are you familiar with the book 50 Shades of Grey?
I heard about it. I just never.
Anybody? Mark,
Yeah, we never
Joey?
read it.
But you know of it.
No.
Okay, turn their mics back off. So now it's back to me.
I said just you.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is this movie is rated R, and if anybody knows anything about this book, it's probably one of the most sexually explicit literature pieces that I've ever known of. And I don't know how you made this movie and you didn't call it a soft porn. That's my problem. Because honestly, in the movie, they were very... they took it further for general cinema, even as a rated R, than I thought that they would. Because
that had to be a lot of editing because sometimes they have NR not rated.
Well, I don't want to give
NC-17.
anything away, but I will say that it was very unique to see that someone could actually play a movie and not have gone to the waxer first. That's how authentic they kept it.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Yeah, don't look at you looking all sad.
Yeah. That's too bad. That's too bad that they didn't get to the waxer.
So I'm just saying that here's what I will say. I didn't like the way the movie ended, but I think even for a point of conversation, I did read all 3 of the books. They're clearly going to milk this cow, but go see the movie so you can at least be able to reference it. And fellas, don't be afraid of the movie.
Well, that's the Mad News. Marla as supports 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I'm another 50.
We'll be back.
This ain't your mama's radio show. Can you handle the truth? Then get ready for a real radio experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
All right, remember to send us your comments. Join us right here in the chat room. Call us. The number, Marla, is what?
The number is 323-284-7826. Here's the deal today. I talk to them all the time. Matter of fact,
Do you really?
I think I talk to the guys more than they want me to talk to them. How about that?
Well, that could be true. I don't know about all the time, though.
So therefore, you guys call in, and I want you guys to be able to talk to Christian, Joey, and Mark. Ask them what you want to know, because the questions that I'm going to ask them are probably going to be, specific and relative to me, because I don't know that many of you had your own thoughts on your mind, or I would have brought them here for you. So in the meantime, welcome, Christian. Welcome, Joey.
Thank you. Was that a trick welcome?
Mike's have been off this whole time. Now you want us to talk.
Yeah,
I
that's
just want to
right.
know if my mic is on. Is my mic on?
Your mic is
You're
so
good.
on,
You
Mark.
guys
and
are
welcome,
in
Mark.
the house.
So welcome to the Marla and Dave show. Let's just get right to business.
Down to it.
All right.
Come on.
So some of the things that I've been watching fly through social network recently have come from your very loved ones. And so
Family members? Is that what you're saying?
absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I know that, Mark's wife was a little sad that she could not join Mark on Valentine's Day. And so what I wanted to talk about right off the bat was life on the road, because as a spouse, I know what it is like for you guys to be gone, but you guys all have children, you have loved ones. So from your perspective of men who travel the globe incessantly, if you ask me, what's it like on the other side? Do you enjoy it? Are you, how do you bridge that gap to actually deal with life on the road?
It's a good question,
as
Marla.
Sixers.
That's a great
I'm sure
question.
you're going to get different answers. So let's start with Christian.
Yeah, well, for me, life on the road, it's, I guess, it goes both ways. So there's one side that's like, okay, I'm missing my family, and thank God for Skype and all these kind of things. But then there's the other side that's like, man, I get a break. So for me, I'm that dude who I'm not necessarily what's called the first van guy because I love.
Well, explain that. Explain what the first van guy is.
There's this thing called first van, and I don't even know where it started.
I think Dave is the driver.
Vin and I started first van.
Why did you start
I
first van?
think Joey's the first vanner too.
Joey's definitely a first van.
Yeah.
Wow, guys.
He's the first person to call first van these days.
He doesn't even say it anymore. He doesn't even. He's just on the van. He's in the driver's seat. What's going on?
Joey's like leading the first van on his moped.
phone.
Apparently.
So I guess I don't know.
You did. What is the explanation is the guys who want to get out first and get back to the hotel and lock away.
Absolutely. So
the hermits.
I'm the guy who I like taking the pictures and smiling at the people, and I'm a people person.
You're taking it all in.
No, I am. I'm taking it all. I'm new to the group actually. Just 11 years this year.
Well, you're kind of new to life. What are you like 5?
Yeah,
You're
actually
12
7 and a half. Thank
7.
you.
Okay.
So
that's exciting. Everything still has a little Technicolor glow.
It
for
does.
You.
It does. So I'm loving taking pictures with everybody and talking to the people and but after that's done, I have like a threshold, and that's pretty much when everybody's gone.
So you're in the second van. You're the caboose.
I'm the caboose. But when I'm back in my room, then it's Skyping home. It's just missing family and texting people and that kind of thing. So life on the road for me, it's I don't know. How do you even classify that? I'm not the typical road guy who's just like, yo, let's go out and get something to drink.
Right. You're still having but fun experiences. You're experiencing everything. You're taking it all in.
Indeed.
Veterans, brothers, kibbles.
First van, speak.
First vet. You were in Vietnam. I was in Iraq.
Wow.
Okay, so Joey is
Well, let me just explain where First Van came from. In the initial days, when we were newlyweds, some of us making the transition from being single to newlyweds, some of the women that were on the road were very attractive. So to keep yourself safe, you ran to the hotel.
You did?
Locked yourself
like
away.
Physically?
Absolutely.
Van or no van?
Yeah.
Van or no van?
First Chevrolet. Joey, so go ahead. Your turn.
I mean, that's pretty much true. A lot of riffraff goes on. Now, I actually like having quality conversations with people.
He likes riffraff.
But most of the time,
quality.
A lot of
quality riff.
Quality riffraff.
Joey, right here, baby. I got you.
Sorry for the peanut gallery. Go ahead.
Most
Joey.
of the time, if there's trouble to get into, it's happening during those after hours. And so, coupled with the time, the fact that I'm tired, we're gonna have to get up at 4.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to be in full personality when we get up at 4. I'm like, you know what? Technically, and this is just me, I don't want to hang out until 2 and then have to get up in 2 hours and then be in a bad
So do
mood.
you guys store, and I'm going to throw this at Mark, do you store away, do you create special days? Like, for example, you all clearly miss Valentine's Day. Yeah. So do you move Valentine's Day on the calendar? Like, do you do extra things and do special things when you guys get home because you just miss everything?
That's the plan.
Do you want to? Is it a surprise? You want to tell us all here?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Marla.
Well, I can tell you mine because I think his plan is still in progress. You may bust his plan.
Yeah, I couldn't come out from a question like that and not have a plan. Come on now.
I feel you.
So,
I'm not mad. So I'm gonna.
I'll put that on.
Well, once
he has a plan now.
I got a plan. I just made one.
Once the plan is done, then we know that we hope to read your post. We'll hear about it later.
Well, let's get.
But you're
let
absolutely
Mark.
right, though. You're right. I do need to do stuff ahead of time so that at least it's showing that I'm thinking about the fact that Valentine's is coming and I'm not going to be here, and it wasn't an afterthought.
Right.
So let's do our dates now, and then we'll do our dates later.
Right.
That's just the kind of guy I am.
Well, that's like David and I have to celebrate anniversary, Valentine, Christmas all at the same time because they're just one big ball.
Well, see, that's
in the middle of the
in
year
September.
They're all missed.
In September.
Well, let's let Mark answer the question about life on the road.
Well,
and his approach to First Van.
Or
are you a First Van member?
I am just get there. I'm just to get there. I'm not the last. I'm not the first. I'm just in the van. Let's put it that way. Just, I do what we have to do.
Okay.
We have to do it. Life is fun. And I will say this. I love life on the road because these guys are the most fun guys to be around. It's great.
So you
it's
guys
like
are.
it's like a new family.
It's a brotherhood. Well, it's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
new. Christian's the only new one. We've all been together
that's
since
11
we were
years.
kids.
Yeah,
And that's 11
but
years.
it's it's so cool. We like being around each other. We have to be, but when we are, it's great. It's a lot of fun. And then home is home. Home can be a lot of fun. Home can be
Over
a
the
challenge.
hill is home. Okay.
Yeah, are you saying I'm over the hill?
Just no, I just.
And you're
wow, Marla.
I was just talking to the people. I look
it's
right
okay
at
though. Vietnam. Over the hill. I get
Desert
it,
Storm.
I get it.
Christian's just in the ROTC.
Junior ROTC. Junior ROTC for me.
That's all right though. You know what? We missed Valentine's Day. I plan to have a Valentine's Day when I go home.
Okay, very
Simple as
nice. Does anybody know that they've extended your stay here for another week and a half? Did you guys hear that news?
Did anybody know?
Oh, they expect that. They expect that. They didn't know that they were going to be here today.
No,
There's a change to that
When the
extension.
trip
There's an
first came
amendment.
up.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
actually
That's
going home tonight.
That's just my way of
Matter of fact,
fake torture.
The whole thing has moved to Nashville. Did you know we're taking Dave with us? So
Oh well, that.
Oh, yeah, well.
And you all
Goodbye.
didn't talk
Yeah.
about it. Where's the
Wow.
communication?
Yeah,
you
sorry.
know that's why.
Sorry.
That's why. Well, because
That's like she
you
was like,
guys, I
glad
might
you were
buy.
leaving.
Well,
Yeah, pretty much, Mark.
guys, guys.
Okay,
let's not,
wait.
hold on.
Back up, just for a second.
Okay.
Marla,
okay.
when Dave leaves, do you actually have joy in your spirit?
How do you feel,
How do
You
you
know what?
feel when he's gone?
Here's
And tell
the
us the
thing.
truth. Tell
Freedom?
us the truth.
Do you want
I
the
think she
truth?
feels
The people
freedom.
want to know.
I see it in her face. She feels freedom when she's gone.
When we come back, I'll tell you exactly how I respond to Dave being gone on the road. So, in the meantime,
I don't.
we're going to a
don't
We're
break.
just getting started. Party's just starting.
I don't see
Do
a
it, Marla. Do it, Marla. Do it, Marla. On the beat now. On the beat now.
That's just a little taste of food.
On the beat now.
I'm in my chair.
Wow.
He's not my choreographer. We'll
It
be
always
right back.
happens in the chair.
We'll be right back.
26 years of marriage from two unique perspectives equals 52 years of relationship experience. It's time for Ask Marla and Dave. Answers to your questions about life, love, and relationship based on Marla and Dave's real life experience. It's about to get real. Ask Marla and Dave.
Okay, so here's the Ask Marla and Dave question. I'm going to draw something that was asked to Dave that would be appropriate, and if we can keep everybody's mic live, Tony, because this is really it's not an Ask Marla and Dave today. This is an Ask Take 6. Okay. So there was a little bit of issue that I think Dave, or concern that Dave responded to in your online Facebook group, Take 6 Universe.
For the record, it's not Take 6's group.
No.
But it's a group of Take 6 fans.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the bottom line is the question was asked, which I'll ask the three of you. Will there be, or what is the delay with the re-release of the original Take 6 album? That's the question. That's the Ask Marlon. That's the Ask Take 6.
Let's go straight to Ask the Vet.
What album?
There you have it. End scene.
You know what? I think that we're all we don't want to go backwards. That's really the deal. It's very hard to go backwards. But
at one point
do
there
something that we've done and we've been doing all of our entire career.
Right.
So it's a little difficult, but so it's just like the Israelites going to the Promised Land. They were just about there.
Stop at that word Promised Land, though.
Yeah, but no, I can't stop at Promised Land because they were in the wilderness for 40 years.
So, but at one
40
point, though, because the album, you can't find the album, it was something that you guys considered doing.
No, we're going to finish it, and it's worth
Okay.
doing.
Okay.
But that's the delay in our motivation.
Okay.
That's what Mark is speaking
All right.
to.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and again, remember, you have to go to www.marlandave.com, hit the Ask Marla and Dave tabs if you want to ask us a question that we'll answer right here. If you don't ask,
we can't tell you. Bottom line.
Welcome back to the Marla and Dave radio show. Marla and Dave want to talk to you. Phone lines are open at 323-284-7826. 323-284-7826.
So let's just jump right back into me answering the question. And the question, I believe, was launched at me by Mark.
Yes, yes.
And the question was, what happens when Dave goes on the road? Well, to be totally honest, since I have been, I call myself an OW. I'm like an original wife. So since I've been there all along, you learn that dependency that you have, you really just depend on yourself. This is a way of life. So I expect change dates, miss Valentine's Day, birthdays. Dave he couldn't even really stay for the birth of our baby. So when you get to that point,
Wow.
you just, it's not a bad thing.
I can't believe she brought that up.
Okay.
And I was there. Wow.
For those of you who have new wives,
Thank you, Mark.
She's what you call a VW.
What?
Vet wife.
A veteran wife.
A veteran wife.
I'm a virgin wife. Hello. Okay.
For the record, let me just also say this. Sandra Hawkins is saying, for the record, Mark is not over the hill. For the record.
Okay, because
For the record.
Mark is her
Number
favorite
one fan,
singer in the
Thank
whole
you.
world. I've heard that for like a week and a half now. She's like, Mark is my favorite. You're going to have my favorite singer on. Sandra, he's
Thank you.
appreciative
Thank
of
you,
the fact
Sandra.
that he is tuck everlasting in your eyes. He will never age.
Wow.
Or maybe Benjamin Button.
I don't know.
He's getting younger. He started old, and now he's getting
We
younger.
don't want him to go backwards. That's a scary
He
thing.
doesn't want to go back.
Don't go
Gotta be
backwards.
Benjamin Button. Just for you,
So
Sandra.
let me ask: Do
Just for
you miss him when he's gone now, or do you just not?
It's-
It doesn't matter whether
it's
he's there
like
or not.
you get past all of that. To be honest, it's like a way of life. So I can't say that I do. I mean, I miss certain aspects. So like, for example, I do miss the
Which of his aspects do you miss?
well, not the dangly
The ass peck.
aspect.
The ass peck. She misses the ass peck.
Mad world. Here we are.
What I miss most is
Losing on the tennis court.
I do miss the friendship. So the things that involve, like there's a lot of things, because he doesn't have a traditional job that we do together. We play tennis pretty much almost every day. A lot of the daily ins and outs. But as far as, the couple dependency, I just kind of don't have that. I'm not that girl. I was never really made that way. So it made it easy for us even to go through, lots and lots of travel, because I just don't have that.
So you're
that
not missing anything.
clinginess. Well, especially not now. I think that the kids are grown, and when they were little, maybe a little bit more, because then you have, you're missing, first birthdays and teeth falling out and, walking around and, scuffs and scrapes. But now that they're 28, 25 almost, and 22, it's like they're grown folk. So, everybody's on their own, including Dave. So, Dave, feel free. Is there some place you haven't been you'd like to go? Zimbabwe?
Let's see.
Can I help book some tours for you?
Listen to the healthiness in their relationship. That's just.
Well,
that's
I'll put it
just
to you like
awesome.
this.
I have to. Let me. I'll say it for you. You guys are probably the most fun couple I know. You guys are so much fun. They have an awesome relationship. It might have its ups and downs.
Well,
but,
it does.
But you guys,
It's life.
my goodness, Hawaii. Come on.
Kickball.
How come I haven't been invited to Hawaii? That's all I
Man,
want to know.
you know, I'm so
You're
I wanna
going.
know.
You're coming. You're on the first concert.
Here's
When
the
we do
thing.
Let Love Last, you're on.
Absolutely. You guys are founding members of the Let Love Last
So
concert series.
If you want to see Let Love Last happen, then you know where to go. Patreon.com.
.com / The Marla and Dave Show.
All right, look, let's get,
I'm
okay,
there.
enough of Marla and Dave, enough of what happens and doesn't happen. Let's get into, people aren't here.
We're at the Marla and Dave show.
I know, but we're going to talk about your music.
Hey,
We wanna talk-
Anissa. Hey, Devana.
We
Thanks
want
for
to talk
joining.
about. We want to talk about what's next. I want to talk about musically what's next. Now, what I do know is that you guys have been here in LA working on new what
Show
material.
show? Okay, so we're not talking about necessarily an album. We're talking about a
Throw
new.
down.
Well,
Throw
'cause
down. Throw down on the road.
I'm trying to get-
Well,
It
see,
could
the good
become
thing
an
about
album.
the way technology works these days is as you come up with things for the show, it's cool to be able to go in and record that and actually put that out as well. But right quick, let's jump to the phone lines. We have a phone.
Hello?
Hi,
Hey,
you're on.
All right. What's up? This is Osman, New York City.
What's up,
Osman,
Osman?
what's up, man?
I recognize the
All the fellas up on stage except for two. Well, here's the deal. I've seen the Facebook footage of the three guitar players, and I'd like to know if they brought those guitars on set.
set today? No, we did not. And it's interesting that you said three guitar players.
He did say three.
Now, the funny thing about it, in
Right.
rehearsal, I keep reminding the guys that I'm not a real guitar player. Though I can actually play the guitar, I'm not a real guitar player. And now we have three guitar players.
That's right.
But you know what's funny? I think if you're a real musician, and a real creator, you can pick up anything that makes tone and start to figure out how to at least create something.
I agree with that.
Watch, I'm gonna pick up this bottle.
Just for you, Osmond.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Well, I'm going to see you dudes in Brooklyn, New York on April 18th, so I'm hoping you'll bring your guitars then.
Now, I will tell you
all right,
this.
the
By
man of
April
numbers. You know,
18, we
you
will
can't-
definitely be doing at least some of the stuff we worked on this weekend.
I know you're a man of numbers, Osmond, but there will not be three
There-
guitars.
Yeah, there more than likely will not be three that day.
It might be 6. We
More
might
than
pull the
likely.
Eagles on y'all.
Love to see it. Well, I'll be there, fellas, so I'm looking forward to it. You fellas take care.
All right.
All right, thanks for
Osmond,
calling,
Osmond,
Osmond.
Osmond, hello.
I'm still here.
Yeah, there aren't just fellas sitting here. Are you? Hi, Osmond. How are you?
Oh, I'm very sorry, my Piscean sister. How are you?
Now we're talking, Osmond. Okay, bye-bye. Talk back next time.
All right, y'all
Osmond,
take care.
thanks for calling and thanks for joining every week, man. We love to have you guys.
You see? You won't teach me how to sing a note. I can't. I've been asking for. Claude actually came in here
told you how easy
and
it is, Marla.
lied. Claude said he was gonna teach me. Where are you, McKnight? What's up? Everybody went
You have
quiet.
the wrong group in here.
I know for a fact you can sing, Marla.
Okay, I'm not gonna get into
I
that.
know
okay,
for a fact.
Here's my.
That's
heard
it.
the
Marla,
recording.
shut him down
No,
right
I've
now.
no.
Thank you,
All
Mark.
rumors
No.
Thank
in
you, Mark.
today.
I don't want to
Go.
sing a solo. I want to sing Dave's part in an actual arrangement.
Ooh, well. Now
That's
Dave's part changes.
Yeah.
That may be a little challenging.
Yeah.
Dave and Joey's part.
I want the mother challenge of them all. Put me in the meat locker. Let me sing
He
Dave's
wants
part.
to be in the, you know what? I think that's a private conversation. We're gonna next. What else did you want to talk about?
Okay, look, I do have a question. Is there a particular genre or style of music that you guys haven't covered as a cappella? Really, you guys are a cappella geniuses that you would like to lend your signature sound to that you have not done as yet.
We've
Rock.
said that we wanted to do Brazilian.
What is
really
Brazilian?
wanted
Done
to-
Brazilian.
Well, we've done the
Yes, but we
Latin
haven't really
or
like
Brazilian
jumped
feel.
in.
We haven't
like we
done it.
wanted to.
Christian, wait.
You know
No.
what?
The baby's trying to speak.
No. I haven't done Brazilian personally. I would love to do that with the group. That'd be great because I love that whole flair of music. That's awesome.
What, like Brazilian, Joey? What do you mean? Like, give me an
Sergio
example.
Mendes, huh?
You know what? You know what? Let me listen to the child with the wrong accent, but listen to him.
He almost dragged me into a comment, but I had to stop myself. Now, the funny thing about it is Christian has been actually introducing us to what is it? Strange
Arranged.
arranged, and
That
that's kind of what I'm into
What
now,
is that?
It's a
man.
new concept. It's like these cats like Dirty Loops. I got my boys, Red Camp, and it's basically where these guys, some of the baddest musicians, just get together and they create these crazy arrangements, either to songs that have already been covered or just new stuff. And I would love for Take Six to do a record, and I was talking to the guys about this recently, where we take the youthful vigor of these strange arrangers and combine it with our Take Six sound. That would be crazy.
That would be
I'm always thinking of concepts. I've got 1,000 of them. We'll talk about it later.
crazy for sure. And so, Dave,
Yeah.
does that sound like something fun for you?
Yeah, I'm the one who said strange. I'm into it.
You're into it.
Strange arrange.
Okay, well, there's something that we didn't know that we know now, and we have more to talk to the group about, or to the guys. It's not the whole group. This is just, the inner nucleus core that has never shown up in our mad world, but you're here now, so we'll talk to you about more when we come back.
It's time for the Marla
Uh-oh.
and Dave Doghouse. Marla has something that should put Dave in the doghouse. Dave has something that should put Marla in the doghouse. You decide who gets a biscuit and who gets busted and ends up in the doghouse.
All right,
I can't
I'm
compete
jumping
with that
right
face. I know Marla's
First
She's
of all,
itching.
for the first time, I'm bringing charges against Dave in the doghouse, not just for myself, but on behalf of several others. Dave actually rallied new members of Team Hell Yeah to come out and play kickball, and their dreams and hopes of having their leader were dashed along with the other family members who missed their Valentine loves as Dave jumped on an airplane with his a cappella superheroes and flew off to the bay and left his team alone, cold and lonely, to suffer the actual harsh, antagonistic
the record. For the
rule
record.
of
Now
Marla.
hold on. You've already laid out your case. I actually agree with Marla, and I will actually walk into the doghouse led by no one but myself.
You were sad and lonely, and
Marla would get the biscuit, and I'll tell you why, but here's another thing. Sometimes you have to allow your team to operate on their own, and they did not let me down.
Gosh, this was your
Even
plan?
without their leader, our team, hell yeah, still beat Shut the F Up.
Whatever.
And it's because Marla is...
They were
you
so
might want
sad.
to get rid of the hate. The hate is not helping you.
No, Dave, here's the thing, though. We're only talking about the doghouse. And the reality is,
now,
your team
we'll
was
put
looking around. Where's Dave?
Now, Marla.
Where's Dave?
Now, Marla.
There was no Dave.
financially when this show this weekend first came up, when we first planned the kickball game, the show wasn't on the books, and I'm sure that you would agree it would be a good idea for us to take the show.
So now you
I would
guys,
be in another whole level of doghouse.
if you're
Anyway,
on Team Hell Yeah, now you know Dave communicated with you the way he does with me, and that is why we are collectively putting him in the doghouse. Dave,
I'm in the doghouse.
Eat your bone.
I take it.
What's the action?
You'll laugh. You'll learn. You'll learn. You'll get mad.
Shut up!
You'll get happy. But you won't be bored. This is the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network.
Again, 323-284-7826 is the number to call into the Marla and Dave show. Speak to some of the members of Take Six, Mark Kibble, Joey Kibble, and Christian Dentley.
And Dave Thomas.
Absolutely. You can speak to me every week.
But
I'm always here.
we don't always talk about Take Six affairs. So
But
that's
there's a question actually in the chat room I'm going to jump to right quick before we actually continue our topics that we have planned. Sandra is saying, have they ever, speaking of you guys, Take Six, thought of doing God Bless America so she can hear that at a baseball game or a sporting event?
Not God Bless America. America the Beautiful, though. Yeah. Yeah. That one is in the coffers.
Was
ready
it?
to,
Is it
something
the
can
same
happen
song?
with that.
I don't know.
God Bless America.
Marla,
You don't know either
did you just
one,
ask
do
that
you?
was the same song? Marla just asked that was the same song. Isn't that the...
Where do you live, Marla?
Wow.
Here's the thing.
Wow.
If you're watching this and you are a Take Six fan,
Wow.
I'm sure at one point over the last 27 years, almost 28, you've already reprimanded me because I never know the title of any song, including the songs I've been listening to forever. So don't act new. Okay?
And she gets on me because I really know the words.
And
to
David
most
doesn't know the
songs. That's
lyrics
true.
to the songs he sings.
Yeah,
I-
sometimes I forget.
I know
Even
country.
on stage, the guys
Oh,
can
I know
attest.
country.
Those are the
I know you
titles
do.
to the anthems to your country, Marla. What?
Come on, coal miner's daughter, right now. Go, go, go,
I
go,
don't
go.
know. It's too much pressure.
Funny, she does know that one. Anyway,
Too much.
anyway, Sandra is saying that she doesn't like me in the doghouse, Marla, and she wants
Sandra?
me out by next week.
Look,
and
you-
Sandra, I will get out by next
Sandra,
week.
you can only pick one favorite. You said Mark was your favorite. You can't save Mark and Dave. Sophie's choice. Sophie's choice right here. Okay.
Ooh, Sandra.
Let's talk about I want to get a little serious for a second because I can because it's my show. So I'm going to take you guys one at a time, and I just want to talk about faith. And I really would love to hear because the one thing I know is that on a serious tip, no matter what your individual challenges are, as all of you being men of God, that your journeys are very different, but you're very inspirational by the message always comes out in the music. And for the most part, each of you individually have touched the lives of thousands. And basically it's the who of who you are, not necessarily anything else. So I wanted to know quickly if you could each give me a brief testimony that speaks to what inspires you and what your faith is really based on. Or
I'll go
in.
last.
Ooh.
I'll go last.
Well, hold on. Joey is actually dressed up like Jesus, so I'd like to let him be. I'd like to let him. I don't know what's happening with the beard, but I feel something miraculous coming on right in the middle of the room. I feel
Marla,
like energy.
Haven't you heard the term "fear the beard"?
Hold on, Shh, David.
You're showing beard disrespect.
Really?
I don't like that.
Joey, if I do this though, you will stop the she bears.
Bears are very related.
Wow.
May speak to Marla.
I do not want to be mauled. I'm sorry. I bow. Okay, go ahead.
Really, a walk with Jesus is so dynamic. It includes all of your screw ups. It includes all of your experiences. It includes all of what you call highs. And everything can be used to both strengthen you and inspire other people. It can be walked out in your music. It's going to be walked out when the lights are off and the stage is locked up. It's really walked out then. But I think what's most amazing about that is every aspect of your walk with God, victories and screw-ups, somebody can learn from, in addition to yourself and those who know you best. It can be challenging. It could be fun. It could be inspiring. It's seen us through divorces and seen us through all kinds of inner group fighting and career droughts and all that kind of stuff. And that, I think, is what's so amazing about this faith walk with God. Sometimes you don't want to talk about it because obviously it's too touchy, but at some point you do have to share, and it undoubtedly encourages somebody else because somebody's going through that area of your life.
Mark.
Faith. I think of God as like a trainer when it comes to faith. You cannot grow in it unless you have challenges, and God allows challenges so that your faith can build. And at the same time, he sees you through victories so that you can be encouraged that he will always come through for you. I'm experiencing that right now. Right now. That I've in the last several years of my life, I've experienced the lows where I have nothing to depend on but God. And he's come through. And that lets me know, yes, I will fulfill my promises to you.
Right.
And then at the same time, you're riding on the high, and then he says, okay, it's time to go back to work in your faith department. You're going to have a new challenge, and you're not going to be able to see your way through again. So now let's see where your faith is. Climb the mountain, stay on the mountain, let that muscle build, let your faith build, and trust me, I will come through again. It's not going to seem like it. You're not going to, it's funny how God gets real quiet sometimes, and you're looking for some answers and you don't have them, but you just have to trust that he will in his time, in his perfect time, it's going to happen. So that's the experience. I'm grateful for that, and I love God for that. But, the challenge is there. Trust.
Okay. Christian?
Well, for me, at different times it means different things. But today, I kind of think of it as like the Olympics, how you have these certain athletes that are in this one place to represent this particular country. And we are representatives of the kingdom of God, really. And we go to these different places as a representation of the love of God, the joy of God, the peace of God. In fact, I did an interview not too long ago, and the lady was asking, well, what does your faith mean to you when you're performing? And my thing was just me. I'm usually pretty much all the time like a happy-go-lucky guy, really smiling and things like that. And so my response to her was, when we step on that stage, we don't know what people are coming into that theater leaving outside. We don't know if they were, arguments at home,
right?
Where their kids are, whatever their financial situation is. They can be coming from all different aspects of life. But when they come in there, we've got a job to do. And for me, that's neutralize the environment, to cause them for that hour and a half to forget, not only to forget what what's troubling them, but number two, give them some kind of hope, or if it's a smile, or if I make eye contact with one person and just smile or wave at them, that little piece of hope or whatever, that is a representation of my faith in that moment. So for me, it's every day. I mean, we live our lives in the public, really.
Right.
And so there's people always on our Facebook pages or, Instagram, anything we do and we say, the influence that we've been given is of such that people are watching us. They're watching us to see how, and a lot of times how they should react to certain situations. So for me, the way that it affects me is I allow the real, not just a religious experience like going to church or something like that or whatever, but the real Jesus to actually, like Joey says often, to live his life through us and become real to me, so that I can just live and be actually Christian Dentley, but that's a dude who I can look at him and be like, man, he's got something. There's something. Why does he always smile? I know life can't always be great, and it's not always great, but that's a part of it.
Well,
right quick though, I want to jump because Osman has been asking this question on a regular basis. He has a question that he was inspired from hanging out with Claude McKnight. That's another show. He found out that Claude is only able to make French toast in the kitchen. His question is, he'd like to know what the go-to meal is for the fellas when they find themselves having to cook for someone or for themselves.
Trail mix. We just heard that right before it started.
no, that was Claude's.
That's trail mix.
For the record, Osman, I throw down. I just made corned beef and cabbage for the family. I don't think there's anything I can't make.
Don't
be so
Dave,
humble.
I would not allow you to be so cocky, my friend. Even though you're coming up in the game, but don't start about there's anything I can't make.
Actually,
you are not a chef.
I actually don't want to take over the cooking duties, so I always say there's no way that I'm gonna compete with my wife. She is a chef.
Whatever he's trying to do right now,
just threw
not
down
working.
at the Chia's house. I saw that myself.
Hey, I had to make it do what it do.
Now that's true.
But anyway, we will get to more questions and more conversation with the fellas when we come back.
It's time to play the Marla and
Yay!
Dave Love Game.
For the MaD Love Game.
Here are Marla and Dave to explain how it works.
All right, as you guys know, the MaD Love Game is a game created by Marla and me, rather. It has 3 categories. The main things that we think influence the health of a relationship: finance, communication,
and sex.
It's played by rolling a single die, which has those categories on it. It also has the MaD logo. And when it lands on the MaD logo, you can choose your category. I'm going to pass this over to Joey right there in the middle. Please take this, Joey.
Why'd you act like you were going to give it to Christian, though? Why'd you do that? I'm going to hand this way over there, too, Joey.
Wait. What are the categories again?
Finance, communication, and sex. Red hot.
Wait, let me prove a point. You already know what you're going to roll before you roll it, right? Because you. All right, go ahead.
Funny.
No,
you know what I'm about to say?
Which one of these fingers?
What
is that? Communication? All right, Joey. So I'm gonna get you a communication question here.
That happened. You know why that happened? I'm telling you, he knew.
Who is quicker to offer an apology after an argument or disagreement, men or women?
Mark, don't look at the answer.
Wow, men.
Okay, Joey says men. Christian, what's your answer?
I'd have to say men.
Mark?
Agreed, men.
Hell no.
Ah, man.
Oh, please.
Have
you offered apologies today?
Dave's in the doghouse. I'm not apologizing for nothing.
That's what I'm talking about. And that.
Now, the funny thing, I think because of what we do, is so not the norm. 5 to go to 8 to 5 kind of job. I think we tend to apologize more often because we're always trying to get out the doghouse like me. But the studies show that women tend to feel guilty more than men and therefore come forward with an apology.
Hello, and wouldn't that make sense? Testosterone in the room, that women are actually more emotionally wired anyway. Now, you guys are reason and logic.
Because you're emotionally wired, we have to apologize for things.
Because even if
to get the whole communication back on track.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I don't even agree with the answer in my own game.
Okay, so wait.
Anyway, but the fun thing about the MaD Love Game is when you play with your friends.
I want to know. Did Marla
No. It's an actual research center.
The PEW research centers where we get the answers.
These are real
from.
answers, bro. What's up? You gonna try to step to me like that?
One of the fun things about the fun things about the Mad Love game is that there's a question for further discussion that makes it fun when you play with your friends. So the question is, what issue do men most often have to apologize for?
Oh, cheater.
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. I think what men most have to apologize for is not thinking on behalf of the wife, not reading between the lines. That's it.
Not
think
already
everyone in
knowing
this
what you
room-
should have
already
known.
knowing
That was
what
never
they
communicated.
want you to know but won't say.
I think everyone in this room should have immediately
Already
said
knowing.
missing important dates. What the heck is wrong with you guys?
Is
You
there
all
money
missed
involved with
Valentine's-
this? Should I be winning an award?
Anyway, thanks for playing the Mad Love game, guys.
That's it.
Back to the show.
Kind of feels like
Never do anything without thinking about it first.
Marla is a feeler.
I basically wear my personality on my sleeve.
But when Marla and Dave get together, it's like a match dancing with a firecracker. This is the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network.
All right, so right before we jump back into conversation, it's time for actually this week's poll. And the poll question was, should the Marla and Dave show move from our current time right now at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast, and should we jump to 6 p.m.?
Tony, can you turn your mic? Oh, you don't have a mic today. Okay, well, Tony's in the room, but I'd like to say that it's time for us to make an official announcement on this, and I think starting in March,
Do I get to know what the official announcement?
Yeah, you're about to hear it. The Marla and Dave show in March will be moving to 6 p.m. So you can look for us at 6 p.m. starting in March with a lot of other fun things that we have coming up. For example, we actually love conversing and interacting with you, and because we have such engaging conversations every single solitary week with our various guests, we really feel like our show doesn't leave room for you to be able to call in and do that. So one show, we'll be dedicating one show a month to actually engage and entertain you. So there will be no guests. You will become our guest.
Ooh.
So if there's a topic you want to talk about, relationships, we want to talk about on the Real Talk page why the dude with the little tight pants got the yeast infection in his anyway, you can call and talk about that. It's right there.
Now, right quick before we go, the people in the chat room are saying that we didn't adequately answer the last question. I pretty much said that I think I can cook just about anything I need to. I was abandoned by my parents when I was a child every
You were
weekend.
not.
Your
Your
in a bad
mother
way.
crushed wheat with her bare feet to feed you. What are you talking about?
Some kind of way, that seems like an insult. But I'll say this. No, my parents did marriage and family seminars every weekend. So when I was in high school, I had to learn to cook for myself. That's why I can cook.
Okay.
But Joey and Mark, you didn't answer the question.
I'll
Am I
answer
live?
for Joey. Joey can throw down.
I answer for
cannot
Mark.
throw
Mark,
down.
I've seen him do it.
I answer for Mark.
On a
Mark,
grill.
clearly you can't because I know that I've been hooking you up with some salmon all week long. So whatever you
That's
thought
right.
you can
See,
do, you're not doing it.
And I did not claim that I do
I'm
anything
just saying,
at all.
I said no for you.
I say I can fix, but I do not cook.
What, fix stuff
fix
that's
something
messed?
I can
Fix
fix
something
it.
neat, different
Fix
than
it.
cooking.
I've had
You're a
to.
Fix something
boiler.
neat.
You're a boiler. You
I've
just
had
boil up
to.
everything. Just
Wow.
But you know what?
I'll put some things together. Yeah.
And Joey lives down the street, so just knock on the door. Like, just bust right in Joey's house
Let's
and
put
eat
it
his
this
food.
way. I don't go hungry.
I hear you.
Ooh.
You better apologize. Apologize quick.
My kids don't go hungry.
Nice.
Hunger snap.
Okay, so before we actually head out of here, I have to ask you guys to just burst out in one little small sample of what you've been practicing. Do it.
All right, and when we come back, we will definitely do that.
All right.
Can you handle the truth?
Can you handle the
This is
truth?
modern American dialogue in a mad world from two unique, fresh, transparent perspectives. This is the Marla and Dave radio show.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so right quick, guys. Do you want to do a little bit of we can do the top of
Well, you certainly can't do the bottom. You can't do the bottom.
Kazan.
You're right.
What's
Between the
Kazan?
three,
Like,
that's
is that
four of us, yeah.
Kazam?
Because that's the parts we have.
Kazan?
Because
Mark?
I'm happy
Where are we gonna jump off this train?
at the top of the verse.
Well, Mark has to tell you what to do, right? Mark, did you arrange this?
I did what I
Okay, well then, hook him up. You got to get close to your mic, though.
Of course, I'm coming at
Okay.
you. Coming at you. Ready?
Yeah, let's go. Where are we?
1, 2, 3.
Wait. Let's Establish.
Yeah, establish. Where we gonna come in?
Where are you, brother?
What key that we
Where are
gonna?
you?
Perfectionist.
I just need to know.
Right there,
Okay.
right? 1, 2, 3, and
Oh, very nice. So
Hold on.
Joy was singing bass, ladies and gentlemen.
I was singing bass. It's missing. That's what my wild card part does.
can I ask a question? Is there any place in here for this particular song, since it's about happiness, that did you choreograph something for me, Christian? Can I dance in
You
the
can
show?
just.
Now you were just dancing, Marla,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Just.
But he said I was off beat.
Yeah, I was on purpose. I was looking this way, so you could just. It was a free for all. You could do whatever you wanted to do.
I don't want to freestyle.
No.
Anyway, that's amazing. I'm sure that whatever you guys, I'm actually looking forward to seeing something new on stage when you guys perform. No, not to dog you, but I'm just saying, it's always fun because I think that you guys have one of the most entertaining a cappella performances live ever. Matter of fact, it's amazing that what you do on stage far surpasses even the brilliance that people hear on actual recordings.
And as
So that's
usual, the
true.
time always flies on the Marla and Dave Show. I want to thank my brothers Christian Dentley, Joey Kibble, and Mark Kibble for joining us on the show today. We had a great time.
Wait,
Hope you
next
did too.
week. Hold on. Nobody leave. Stay right here. Don't you even don't twist and twitch a muscle. I have to tell you something else. Next week, please join us. We're welcoming Monica Carter, and she's the author of a book called Celibate, Fabulous, and Fearless. Her story is pretty amazing, from a gunshot, being robbed, to coming all the way through and having an abusive marriage, to actually answering questions. I want you guys to be able to, hold on 2 seconds, Tony, don't let me go just yet, because I want you guys to be able to write in and send your questions in advance. You can find Monica online right now at okay, here we go. You can find Monica online at hit her blogs up, Ask Monica on Twitter. She has a blog, and so you can find her also on hashtag Team Miss Carter, her followers on Twitter. And by all means, get your questions together. It's going to be a really interesting show. See us here next week.
www.marlandave.com or right here at ubnradio.com. You'll find the Marla and Dave Show. We love you. Thanks for stopping by.
It's a mad world, and we're here to talk about it. Thanks, guys.
Sunlight.